Just gonna pat you down. No, hands on the back for me. Appreciate it. Just want to make sure you ain't got nothing on you. You ain't gonna try to do nothing, all right? Ain't nothing in it. Alright, I'm gonna have to ask you to sit in the back while I check the car real quick. Right? But before we go any further, there's nothing in the vehicle.
I think that's my I think
Don't get back in the car. Just let me go. Hey, bro, break out. Kill the both of us like that.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops. Of course, I got my boy, my partner, Rotten Shotgun, Shane. Listen, this video is, matter of fact, Shane, go ahead. You can take it, bro. You can take it.
This is crazy every which way from Sunday, dude. Okay, first, let's start this off. It looked like it started out the guy was outside the car. If you're outside the car and you're making a traffic stop, you make sure to turn the car off. The car is on and the car door is open. And then he comes over, telling him to come around to the back and gingerly start, hey, I need to pat you down. Gingerly started patting him down, took two things out of his pocket, and then had him turn around and ask, is there anything else you have on you? And the guy said, oh, well, I think I'm about to, let me go check and look in the car and let him go. You did everything wrong. The moment you get that person out the vehicle, that car goes off or the keys come in my pocket. One of the two. On the roof, on the floor, it's going somewhere. Second, if I'm going to detain you, I'm putting them handcuffs on you. And then I'm going to pat you down because I have a certain amount of time that I can detain you. So I'm going to do that and then pat you down, and then we're going to figure out what's going on. We kind of broke in the middle as far as what happened, but it looked like it was a traffic stop. I don't know what happened beyond that, but the way he handled that potential suspect was completely wrong, and that's why he had to hold on and got dropped in the car. And it's so funny. I don't know if you heard the video. The young man said, hey, don't tap out, and then, he went and tumbled. But that's something we don't do as officers. You don't grab onto a car. You know you can't stop a moving object, and you know you just can't do that. So the key was to first make sure the doors are closed, make sure the car is turned off, have the suspect coming back around the car, pat him down, and if you have to put him in handcuffs, no matter what the infraction was, detain him temporarily until, if you're a new officer, until you feel safe, take the items out and take it from there. But the way he handled this whole situation was not textbook. It was wrong. He injured himself, and he could have also injured the suspect because he didn't follow procedure and he didn't follow protocol. So I have to give this Officer Joe a big fat F, the way he handled the situation. He was courteous, he was very kind, but he handled it wrong and he put himself in grave danger.
Yeah, I totally agree. F. And let me tell you why, right? It seems like regular traffic stop, he's asking him for whatever reason he's feeling that he needs to pat him down. And when you look at the pat down, that was a search. That was not a pat down. He was digging all the pockets, pulling stuff out. A pat down is the sweeping of the outer garments. You're looking for weapons. He's inside the guy's pocket. The only time you would actually be going inside somebody, if you can identify there's a weapon in there. I feel a knife. I know how a knife feels. I know how a weapon feels. So just to be digging in his pocket like that, I see a problem with a so-called pat down. It looks like a search. Now, if you're going to search the vehicle, why are you having the guys outside of the vehicle? You want to put them inside. I'm going with safety here first and foremost. If there's something that has elevated your curiosity to want to search this vehicle, you got to make sure you're safe in the process, right? So you do the pat down. You want to put them in the back of your car. It sounded like, let me get in your back of the car. You're doing so much and this guy's not secure. I would have a problem with that. Like you said, cuff him, right? Put him in the back of the car. If you get to this point, I would have definitely asked for another unit. Like you're out there by yourself, but if you can't and you still want to complete your stop, cuff him, put him in the back of the car, right? Then go and conduct your search, because while you are searching his car, right, who's watching him? Like he's not secure. He's standing outside. He's not in handcuffs. I have a problem with the way he actually conducted this traffic stop, right? And the car running, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Take the keys out. Take the keys out the car. Like, that's basic. Turn the engine off. Basic. And it seemed like you're supposed to control as much as you can of the contact, right?
Right.
The guy was just doing what he wanted to do. When he started going back towards the car, he was like, "Hey, wait a minute, wait a minute, man. Wait, you got to use your voice, bro. Yeah, hold on, come here, man. Let me speak to you.
Right.
Like, why are you going back to the car? First of all, you didn't search the car yet, so it's a possibility that it might be a weapon. So what you was indicating, that feeling of I want to search." Right, it came from somewhere. There was something that sixth sense was telling you, like, something's not right, right? So now the car's not searching, but now you patted him down, searched him, and now he's walking back to the car, and it's like, excuse me, wait a minute. No. We're talking safety. You need to step up, have a stronger voice. Wait, come here, come back here.
Right.
Go grab him. You let him get in the car, right? And then you hang on to the side of the car. Wow, do you know that's how dangerous that is? Yeah. And yo, I got a confession, right? In front of all my PBM families, and you know how I am when it comes down to policies and procedures and following protocol, right? Mm-hmm. We know hanging on the side of the car is the most wrong thing that you can do, but you get so caught up sometimes, and that happens on a lot of things. Yo, listen, that happened to me before. I had a guy. Yes, my PBM family.
Oh, man.
I jumped on the side of the door because the guy had warrants, right? The guy had warrants on him. See, it was a regular stop. I didn't even pull the guy out the car, right? It was a regular stop. I asked for his license and registrations. And you know how radio automatically checks the owner of the car for wanting, right? For warrants. And as I was approaching, radio was like, hold on, can you talk? And I was like, yeah. So they said, yeah, the owner of the car has a warrant on him. So I was like, okay. So I'm have his information, so I see it's him. So what I did, as soon as I opened the door, the dude, he put it, and it was one of the handles where the shift is at the top.
Yeah.
He threw it in drive, and now I find myself hanging on this door, and this dude is just going like he's increasing. So I was like, oh, I can't believe I just responded. I just jumped on, not even thinking. So he started driving. So I was able, because it was at the top, able to grab the shift gear and just throw it in the park.
Wow.
Yeah, I just threw it. Yo, when I tell you the car sounded horrible, like it probably just messed up.
Transmission, everything.
His transmission, it just messed up a whole lot. It didn't come to a complete stop, but it slowed it down. I was able to fight my way in and make sure that I was safe in doing it. But yeah, I jumped in.
You saved your life in doing that, man. If I never say
that. That I was dead wrong with that. I should have let that one I should have let him go, get in my car, and then had a vehicle pursuit. But it happened so fast. It was like boom, and I'm hanging on the side. So I was hurried out, reached in, and I just pulled it into park, and I was able to vehicle to stop.
That's true, yo. It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us.
Nobody's perfect, right. Including me. So yeah, I confess I did that, but he could have got hurt. He could have got hurt bad. I mean, he had to eat some pavement because the guy was going pretty fast, and it could have been real bad. But just the whole leading up to it, like there was several mistakes, and which could cost you your life. So, I'm sharing my stories with you just so you can kind of humanize the officer, because they are humans, right? And they make mistakes. But when we see time and time again, where we look at an incident and we see mistake after mistake after mistake, come on now. It's time for either this is just not the job for you, or we need to do some more training on whatever it is that you're lacking. Because that could have went really bad for him. Whether the suspect had a weapon in the car, or he could have just slammed them into something, while he was driving and clipped him, and it would have been, he'd have been dead. It would have been somebody, another police funeral, and his family took an L because, you know, this guy didn't want to go to jail. You gotta understand, people do not want to go to jail, so you don't get the nice, oh, okay, I'm gonna comply. I tell people that all the time, especially cops. Well, they just should have just complied. Dude, we are here, we're on a job because there's a small group of people in society that don't comply with the rules of society. So law enforcement was created, right? And this is what it is. Right or wrong, I know it definitely is not perfect. I'll be the first one to tell you. But this is what we have to police our community, and we need to definitely make some changes to try to make it as perfection as we possibly can, because we are serving the community. We have the powers to take a life, to take somebody's freedom. So with that said, man, yo, take your fight to the courtroom. Out here, it can get real dangerous. Cops, listen, stick to the basics, bro. You know, you got to be able to do the job and do it safely. And you could do it correctly and still be perfectly fine. You got guys here like myself and Shane and a lot of the guests that we have on. These guys have a track record of excellent police work. Never had cost taxpayers any money while my entire time in law enforcement. And I was an aggressive drug and guns kind of officer. I worked undercover. It gets real out there sometimes. But if you stick with your training, follow the Constitution, it'll be all right. And that's it, man. Continue sending the videos. Continue to support the channel. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe as much as you possibly can on our videos. And keep sending the videos, because we have something to talk about. You start sending the videos, we ain't gonna have nothing to talk about. We gotta start talking about other things. So appreciate the video, and y'all be safe, and I'll see you in the next segment.
Peace.